The Noam Chomsky story. Noam Chomsky is synonymous with intellectual brilliance and dissent. Born in 1928, his work in linguistics revolutionized the field. His theory of universal grammar proposed an innate human capacity for language. Chomsky also emerged as a fearless critic of power, challenging governments and media. His activism and writings targeted US foreign policy and corporate greed. Chomsky's life stands as a testament to the power of ideas to inspire change. Section 2. Deconstructing Power. Chomsky's critique of media and politics. Chomsky's work extends beyond linguistics, delving into the heart of power dynamics in society.
He argues that true power often operates subtly, shaping public perception through control of information and narratives. One of Chomsky's most significant contributions is the propaganda model, developed with Edward Herman.
This model posits that corporate media, driven by profit and intertwined with political elites, act as filters, selecting and shaping news to serve dominant interests. Chomsky meticulously deconstructs the mechanisms of this model.
He argues that media conglomerates, beholden to advertisers and shareholders, prioritize profit over truth. This economic imperative leads to the exclusion of dissenting voices and the reinforcement of established power structures.
Furthermore, Chomsky highlights the use of fear, nationalism, and manufactured consent to manipulate public opinion. He argues that by framing issues in certain ways, media can influence public perception and even sway elections. Chomsky's analysis remains strikingly relevant in today's digital landscape, where information overload and algorithmic manipulation pose new challenges to critical thinking. The propaganda model, manufacturing consent in a free society. Chomsky's propaganda model remains a cornerstone of media criticism. It identifies 5 filters that shape news coverage.
The first filter is media ownership. Concentrated ownership creates a conflict of interest.
The second filter is advertising. Media rely on advertising revenue, leading to self-censorship.
The third filter is sourcing. Media rely on official sources, creating bias.
The fourth filter is flack. Fear of flack leads to self-censorship.
The fifth filter is the common enemy. Media manufacture consent by creating fear and demonizing enemies.
Section 4. The Unspoken Truths, What Chomsky Won't Tell Us. For all his outspokenness, there are areas where Chomsky remains curiously silent. Some critics argue that his critiques, while incisive, lack concrete solutions. They question his reluctance to engage in practical policy debates or offer alternative visions for a more just world.
Others point to Chomsky's skepticism of electoral politics. He has often expressed disillusionment with the limitations of working within existing systems, arguing that true change requires fundamental societal transformation. This stance has drawn criticism from those who see electoral engagement as a vital avenue for progress.
Furthermore, Chomsky's focus on the sins of the West, particularly the United States, has led some to accuse him of overlooking human rights abuses committed by other actors on the world stage. They argue for a more nuanced and comprehensive analysis of global power dynamics.
Chomsky's silence on these issues raises intriguing questions. Is it a strategic silence aimed at maintaining focus on his core critiques, or does it reflect a deeper pessimism about the possibilities for meaningful change?
Unmasking Chomsky's silence, a quest for truth or strategic ambiguity. Chomsky's reticence fuels speculation and debate. Some see it as a strategic move to maximize his critiques. He avoids prescriptive solutions to transcend ideological divides. Others view it as intellectual honesty. Chomsky's role is to ask difficult questions and challenge assumptions. He provokes thought rather than offering solutions. Some see his silence as resignation or pessimism. His critiques can lead to a sense of powerlessness. Focusing on problems risks obscuring solutions. His silence remains integral to the Chomsky Enigma. It compels us to question our assumptions and confront our limitations. Section 6. The Legacy of an Iconoclast, Chomsky's Enduring Influence on Modern Thought. Chomsky's impact on modern thought is undeniable. His work has transcended academic disciplines, shaping fields as diverse as linguistics, political science, media studies, and philosophy. His theory of universal grammar revolutionized our understanding of language acquisition, sparking decades of research and debate. His critiques of power, particularly his propaganda model, have become essential tools for understanding media bias and the influence of corporate interests. Chomsky's work has empowered generations of activists, journalists, and critical thinkers to question authority, challenge dominant narratives, and demand accountability from those in power. His unwavering commitment to social justice and his relentless pursuit of truth have inspired countless individuals to engage in the struggle for a more just and equitable world. Even those who disagree with Chomsky's views acknowledge his intellectual prowess and the profound impact of his work. He remains a towering figure in contemporary thought, a constant reminder of the power of ideas to challenge the status quo and shape the course of history. Section 7. Challenging the status quo: Chomsky's call to action and intellectual responsibility. Chomsky's work is not merely an exercise in intellectual critique, it is a call to action. He argues that citizens have a moral obligation to challenge injustice, to speak truth to power, and to actively participate in shaping a more just and equitable world. Chomsky emphasizes the importance of intellectual responsibility. He urges individuals to question everything, to seek out diverse perspectives, and to engage in critical thinking rather than passively accepting dominant narratives. He stresses the need for collective action, arguing that meaningful change requires the combined efforts of individuals working together to challenge systems of oppression and inequality. Chomsky's call to action is not a call to violence or revolution. It is a call to engage in the hard work of building a better future through education, organization, and unwavering commitment to justice. Chomsky's legacy is not merely a body of work, it is a challenge to each of us to live up to our responsibilities as informed and engaged citizens. Section 8. The Power of Ideas: How Chomsky Shaped a Generation of Critical Thinkers. Chomsky's influence extends far beyond the realm of academia. His ideas have permeated popular culture, inspiring artists, musicians, filmmakers, and writers to engage with themes of social justice, media criticism, and the abuse of power. His work has been featured in documentaries, quoted in songs, and referenced in countless works of fiction. His influence can be seen in the rise of independent media, the growth of grassroots activism, and the increasing public awareness of issues such as corporate greed, economic inequality, and the militarization of society. Chomsky's impact on a generation of critical thinkers is undeniable. He has provided the tools and the inspiration for countless individuals to question authority, challenge dominant narratives, and demand accountability from those in power. His work is a testament to the power of ideas to ignite social movements, inspire change, and shape the course of history. Section 9. Unanswered Questions: The Enigma of Chomsky's Hidden Insights. Despite his voluminous output and decades in the public eye, Chomsky remains an enigmatic figure. The question of what, if anything, he is hiding continues to intrigue and perplex observers. Some speculate that his silence on certain issues stems from a desire to protect sources or avoid jeopardizing ongoing activism. Others suggest that his reticence reflects a strategic calculus, a belief that certain truths are best left unspoken. Still others posit that his silence is a form of intellectual humility, an acknowledgement of the limits of human understanding. Whatever the reason, Chomsky's silences loom as large as his pronouncements, inviting speculation and interpretation. They serve as a reminder that even the most brilliant minds are finite, that knowledge is always incomplete, and that the quest for truth is an ongoing and often elusive pursuit. Section 10. In Pursuit of Transparency: The Importance of Open Dialogue in the Age of Information. In our increasingly complex and interconnected world, transparency and open dialogue are more crucial than ever. The proliferation of information, while potentially empowering, also presents challenges. The rise of social media, with its echo chambers and algorithmic filtering, has exacerbated the problem of misinformation and polarization. In this environment, Chomsky's call for critical thinking, intellectual honesty, and a willingness to engage with diverse perspectives is more urgent than ever. The pursuit of truth requires a collective effort, a commitment to open dialogue, and a willingness to challenge our own biases and assumptions. Chomsky's life and work serve as a powerful reminder of the importance of dissent, the power of ideas, and the responsibility of each individual to engage critically with the world around them. By embracing transparency, fostering open dialogue, and cultivating a spirit of critical inquiry, we can hope to navigate the complexities of our time and create a more just and equitable future for all.